Welcome to the Hamsi Analytics Daily Market Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Thursday, June 28, 2012. For the market internals, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential closed at 320, and the Nasdaq advanced decline differential closed at negative 832. Both of them closing almost at the highs of the day, which was pretty positive after opening at negative 1700 for the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline differential. There were 3 new 52-week highs for the S&P 500 and 5 new 52-week lows for the S&P 500. For the volatility, there were 274,000 contracts traded on the VIX today, with 26 million in total premiums paid. For the dollar-weighted put-call ratio in July, we saw a 0.43 reading with 54% of the total premiums paid. On August, we saw a 0.09 with 31% of the premiums paid. The first month was neutral and the second month pretty bearish here on the dollar-weighted put-call ratio. Okay, here we have the SPX daily chart. We have a red hammer here. We opened lower than pretty good solid close. Last hour, half an hour was pretty amazing here. We are above the 0 sigma again. It's been up, down, but again we are up in the 0 sig. Now we're looking for the 1364 level, as we mentioned yesterday. So we are still on the positive trend here. It was a good reversal from the lows today. We're looking for this positive 2 sigma, which is also the high here. Breaking above that's going to be critical. But again, we need to see what happens here tomorrow, because it was only the last half an hour that we broke up. We were down only 2.8 handles for the day. If you look at the intraday action here, you could see how the day started. We opened lower. Basically, we were going lower the whole day. We were down 18 handles at some point of the day, and then we just burst back up here. Huge comeback here. Was pretty good on the last half an hour. You can see here this big bar taking almost all of the losses that we had for the day, which was good. On the weekly chart, still here looks like a red hammer. Still negative trend on the weekly chart, failing at 0 sig last week, which we mentioned. So we're gonna have to see what happens tomorrow. It's gonna be critical, of course. We're not gonna break the 0 sig line on the weekly tomorrow. That's 30 handles away from here, so that's pretty far from here. But maybe we could change that to a green hammer and change the trend to the upside. Here we look at the GLD. The daily chart for GLD finishing almost 2% down for the day, coming back at the afternoon quite a bit, but still good down red bar, which was positive for the shorts here, breaking this pattern that we were making here on the after we failed to make a higher high here. We mentioned here that that was negative, and here we broke 0 sig line. After that, consolidation of a couple of days, and now we broke lower. It was interesting to see here. Looks like we're going to go for the 48 level to try it one more time after this triple bottom here. If we extend this chart even longer, this trend line, you can see it's almost like to a triple bottom here. So far, there you have it. So it looks like we're gonna go and test that 48.80 level again, see what's happening there. Again, CI flat here, and CI diff starting to point lower on the daily chart. Also worth noting here, on the moving averages, on the moving averages for the weekly moving average, we are exactly bouncing off the 150 week moving average at 149, so that's going to be a key level to break to the downside. It has been resistance a couple of times on the last couple of weeks, so that's going to be critical here, breaking that. The one chart I want to mention here that has relation to GLD. Here we have the gold futures. We were down. We broke the 100-week moving average. We were not able to close below that today. But again, a weak action here on the weekly chart. We're gonna see if we're able to break that tomorrow to the downside and close below the 150 week moving average on the gold futures. Also on GLD, gold futures is at 115.52.78. That's gonna be a key level to break and close below that level if we get that tomorrow. So we're gonna see what confirmation we get tomorrow here. Now looking at the SPY, here we have the daily chart for SPY. You can see here again quite a comeback. We went and broke the 0 sig line. We're gonna see what happened. Maybe we're also building lower lows, lower highs here. We mentioned breaking here. We couldn't get above here. Maybe we're turning. We're gonna have to see more information here. Maybe even a small head and shoulders here with the neckline around here. So we need to break those lows that we put in this week to break that small head and shoulders we're seeing here. So here, like, the time is more like to watch and wait and see what happens until we get some direction. We're seeing the market up, down, pretty volatile, but going basically nowhere. CI on SPY is basically flat here. You can see CI dip is now turning positive on the daily chart. So from here, we're waiting to see a break lower from the lows of the week or bursting higher and breaking the highs of the week. Those are the two things we're looking here on the SPY chart. As for the VIX chart, here we have the VIX daily chart. We can see it. We touched 0 sig, bounced off it today. Again, below 20 level, 1967. And we were 1% higher for the day. We saw it quite a pullback after the spike on the market. So that was it for the VIX. You can see here flat on the CI on the negative territory and flat on CI diff. We have a special offer by TradeStation. Get your Hamsley Analytics proprietary indicators paid by TradeStation. Contact Active Traders office in Chicago, Peter Albino at the number listed below. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.